Well, just it was a great day, always a bittersweet day. Seeing these guys, always emotion during the week. You try to kind of manage it the best you can, but it's just kind of human nature to reflect and really just think about what's happened over the last 4 years, in some cases 5 years with these seniors. So it was a great week of practice. Wake Forest is a good football team, and I'm just super proud of our guys because they just keep getting ready. It's just a very business-like team, about their business every single week. They show up, we prepare well. Staff's done a great job, and they have a really good focus about them. And so it's just been a real joy to coach this group and see how it's come together and how they've matured. Just today was a historic day. Last week was a historic day. We won our 5th division title in a row, and in this group today, a record 22 in a row at home. And then these seniors, 52 wins, fastest to 52. Nobody's done it faster in college football history. So it's a pretty special group of guys. We don't have a lot of seniors, but man, they've given us great leadership, and then a lot of those guys just played outstanding today. It was fun to see Tanner Muse have a game like he had, big interception, sack, and DeAndre Overton. Amari got banged up, and DeAndre comes in and had some huge plays for us. Just super proud of our guys, and just been an amazing journey, with this group over the last several years, and good to see them finish that way. Defensively, they passing, and big loss for them not having their 2 best receivers. Those 2 receivers for Wake Forest are special players, and so they were a little limited not having those 2 guys because the scheme is unique, and but our guys were excited about the challenge and were locked in all week, and to hold them, I think we held them to 105 total yards. Just can't say enough about our preparation. Coach V and the staff, and especially these guys just putting that work in and going out and executing at a high level. But the turnovers were huge for us, and that's a couple weeks in a row, where we're playing well on offense because we came out offensively really well too, out of the gate, and then you get a couple turnovers, and it just kind of we had a big punt return, we had a big kick return, we made a field goal, so we had a lot of good contributions in special teams as well, and it was just a complete game. And we're a talented team, and when we play complementary football, we can overwhelm an opponent when you get short fields, and we got some short fields, and created a new line of scrimmage. I think disrupted their timing and what they were trying to do. We had 10 tackles for loss, a couple sacks. So just really proud of our guys, and offensively, Trevor was amazing. I think that's a career high for him, 4 touchdowns, and T tied a record 3 touchdowns. Ball spread around to a lot of different guys. A lot of guys made some big plays for us. We had about 3 possessions where we got sloppy and did not protect our quarterback. We had one where we just miscommunicated and turned the guy loose. Should have had that picked up. And then, we had another one where the guy just got beat. He just got beat at the point of attack and sacked us. So I was pretty disappointed with that. And then we had one on Trevor late in the game where it was kind of a yes-no play, and you can't hold the ball, and he just held it. So we gave up a few sacks that we haven't been giving up, and then we ended up having 1 turnover. We've done a great job of taking care of the ball, but we've won the margin again. We continue to push that number up. So just a heck of a day. Travis Etienne, we've been playing here a long time, 124 years of Clemson football, and he's the first back to have 6 100-plus yard games in a row. So pretty special. Pretty special accomplishment right there by Travis, and everybody gave a game ball to the offensive lineman, and you need me to handle that, Mr. Bostic? I can handle it. Somebody's trying to get in touch with you. Sounds like some grandkids or something.
step up?
It's like getting a blitz you're not prepared for. I had to pick that up. I had to redraw that one. But anyway, just a tremendous performance by everyone. And, Lynn J. Dixon, I think he had almost 100 yards in all-purpose yards as well. And just fun to see the guy. We subbed early. We subbed, early in the third quarter, and we continued to play well. And I'm really excited about that, to keep them down to 3 points and for our backups to go in and especially, and Chase got fooled on the one. Kind of predetermined, and the guy ran underneath it and made a good play on it, but he came. It was great to see him come right back and push us down in the end zone and made some great plays. And he really made a beautiful throw to Cornell, just didn't make the play. But it was good to see him bounce back from that as well. So, just a great day, and really appreciate our crowd. It's always a sad day, too, to know that, it's gonna be next year before we get to play another game here. It's so much fun. Game day here is amazing. I was trying to soak it in today, coming in and looking at all the tailgating and people just excited, and the Tiger Walk. I mean, it's special. And I just have such a great appreciation for everybody who works so hard to give us a great environment and just the best game day experience that you can have. So it was a wonderful day, a beautiful day, and super proud of our guys. So open date's coming at a good time for us. I had a few guys get banged up today, but nothing serious, nothing that anybody would. I think everybody'd be able to play this week if we were playing Saturday, but we don't play Saturday. We got an open date, so I think that's perfect timing for us. And this next one is a big one, as we all know. It's a goal of its own for us. So we got 2 weeks to get ready. They got 2 weeks to get ready, and so we'll be excited about catching a little break but showing up Monday and getting ready to put this one behind us and move forward.
Coach, I'm sure it hurts to give up your only score after that botch punt, but your defense held them to the field goal. They also got a turnover on downs after another turnover. They've been so good and sudden change defense all season long. How good is that to see this late in the season? Yeah, it's great, and it's good. You hate to say it's good, but it's also good when you have some adversity and yet you respond. You hate to. I mean, Will's got wide receiver hands. I mean, he's got great hands, and his first ball he's mishandled in 4 years here. So that's tough because you give up like 20 yards of negative yards right there. But the flip side of that, defense goes out there and holds a really good offense to a red zone field goal. So I was really proud of them. And then the stop on downs was tremendous. We played well. We played really well. I mean, guys were just flying around up front, and they just couldn't get comfortable. They just could not get in a rhythm. And again, missing those two receivers was definitely hurt them. But we played great coverage, and we mixed it up. We brought some pressure. We played some coverage. We did some different things, and didn't allow them to get in any rhythm.
It seems like defenses are doing a lot to try to limit the receivers, like bracketing and all that stuff in coverage. But y'all are still
Yeah. I mean, we have answers. If you're going, there's only so much you can do. I mean, you can play two safety, you can play one safety, you can play, when you play two safety, you can play quarters, you can play cover two, you can play two safety and cloud it. I mean, there's only so many things you can do. So we try to have answers built into our system, and then it's on Trevor to process things the right way post snap. And then it's on our receivers to make the right reads, the right adjustments, and be on the same page. And we got an experienced group of guys. So yeah, I mean, and then as you saw today, we were able to run the ball well in some long yardage situations, whether it be second and long, and we had some third down runs. So just you can't just play coverage. Because we can block you, and we got guys that can run the ball when we got advantageous numbers, regardless of the down and distance. So, it was a good day and good execution. Trevor's he's playing lights out. He really is.
Would it have been useful in retrospect to have your secondary face a guy as talented as Surratt, especially Surratt, and with what's coming up? Would that have been
Yeah, I mean, we just play who's out there. I mean, I hate to see them lose guys, but they've played great players. They play them every day in practice. So if you ever come to one of our practices, you'll get all you want that, because it's good on good every day. We do man-to-man every day, and we do 7-on-7 every day. We do team pass good on good every day, and so. It just doesn't matter. I mean, we feel like that if we practice the right way, then we can be prepared for game day and really not be overwhelmed by anybody. T. Higgins and Ross and Overton and Amari and Ngata and Ladson and all those guys. It's fun to watch practice. So that's where your confidence comes from. So, I hate it for Wake Forest. Again, that would have been obviously a big help for them, but as far as us, we just try to play the game and perform and move on to the next one.
Fans may be confused by, the long best point, quarterback and the running back wait until the last second to make the decision. In layman's terms, what's the logic behind it? And even though it didn't work today, it works obviously at some points. What's their strategy for doing that?
Well, it's just a slow ride that creates conflict, and I'd love to sit in one of their offensive meetings, to be honest with you, and just kind of hear the breakdown of what they're doing, or more importantly, how they teach it, because I think it's interesting. But I think the biggest thing with Dave is I think he's trying to create something unique, and it's well coordinated, but it just creates a lot of conflict for those safeties and those backers. Now, and they're good up front. They're good in that offensive line. And, they do a nice job, and everything's timed up with it from an RPO standpoint. And it just creates time up front to see the blocks get set. And, if a guy overplays it, then a gap comes open, those guys see it. So it just gives him more time to really read things and create distortion in the defense. Now, you got to be able to block them. You got to be able to hold up front, and I think that was an advantage for us today. We were able to shorten the read time. It was a slow ride, and it had to become it couldn't be as slow with us because we had speed coming, and we were able to create a new line of scrimmage, and we brought pressure, and then we played press man a good bit as well, and so it just disrupted their timing. But it's been a great scheme for them. It's been a great scheme, and when you watch them and you get ready for them and you study, I mean they've moved the ball on everybody. They're throwing the ball for 300 and something yards, and the reason is it all comes through the run game, and it creates windows, and then that quarterback is very good. He's a very good football player, but again, I just don't think they were able to get in the rhythm of what they want to do with the timing.
Dabo, with Justin and Amari, what exactly happened when them leaving the game?
Amari just fell on his shoulder, and Justin bruised his. I guess he thought they went and checked his rib, but he was okay.
Now, you guys have won 4 straight by at least 45 points right now. Do you feel like you guys are hitting on all cylinders the way that you need to now that you get into the final stretch run?
Oh, we're playing our best football really the last 6 games. We've played really well. I mean, we're not trying to win by a certain amount of points. We're just trying to play and execute our offense and execute on defense. And again, I mean, I think Trevor might have played 1 series, maybe 2 series in the third quarter. Travis Etienne's had 4 carries in the fourth quarter all year. So it's not like we're trying to score a certain amount of points, and we're just playing. And when we sub, we just let them play. Those guys are going into the game, and we just want those guys to be able to play. And but yeah, we're playing very consistent. We're doing the things that you got to do to win championship. And, you got to win in the trenches. You got to be able to run the ball, stop the run. You got to have explosive plays. You got to take care of the football. You got to make some plays in special teams. And you got to create some advantageous field positions. And we've been able to do all those things. And we've done it consistently, regardless of who we play or where we play. And so that's the thing I'm most proud of. But we're 11-0. We've played 10 really good football games all year. I mean, we've played well all year. We're just playing really, really clean. We played well in every game, but early we had a few more mistakes, but we're just not making many mistakes that beat ourselves or limit us. We're playing pretty clean, and defensively creating turnovers. We're I think we were second in the country in takeaways coming into this game. So we're just getting our hands on a lot of balls and causing fumbles and getting interceptions, And that speaks, again, to that back seven and how detailed they are in their preparation.
Is this the stretch where most dominant you've seen this year?
Well, I mean, I haven't had a team like this that's played this consistent. Last year's team at this time, we were a pretty focused group, but we had two really tough games last year, down to the wire, and this team has had one. This team has really played well. I think offensively we're way ahead of where we were this time last year. It's really not even close. People spend a lot of time saying we don't play anybody. They don't really pay attention to how we play and who we are. We just play whoever shows up, and we've done that for a long time. These guys are playing well. You got to execute, and then defensively, I'm so proud of our defense. And again, that back seven and how they've led and allowed all those guys up front to just kind of grow up and play to the strengths and you just don't see us out of position very much. We're for the most part where we're supposed to be, and just not many busted big plays. People have made a few big plays on us, but where they just made a play, but not a lot of just guys not where they're supposed to be, not in their gaps and things like that. And so when people have to move it the distance, it's hard to play that clean against our defense consistently.
Dabo, you mentioned Trevor earlier. Since the first quarter of the Louisville game, he's been outstanding. Was there something that changed or happened after that quarter that's allowed the type of performances we've seen? Or?
No, he's played, like I said, and he's played great. He's had about 8 bad plays all year. He really has. That was a bad quarter. I don't know what he was. 1 for 6 or something. I don't know, it was pretty bad. 2 interceptions or something. But just trying to do too much in a few of those games. Sometimes when you're really, really smart and you really, really understand what you're doing and you have great confidence in those guys outside, you can try to, do a little too much. And so I just think he just playing within the system. He's playing really smart. We've gotten the ball to the back a lot. Our backs have made huge plays for us in the passing game. Travis, I know he's had a career high catches. I don't even know how many he had last year, but he certainly had a career high because he seems like every week he's getting 2 or 3 catches in the passing game that are meaningful. He had a nice catch over on the sideline today on a little scramble, and Lynn J had some nice plays in the passing game. So I think Trevor's kind of bought in that those guys can make some plays for him, and so just checking the ball down a little bit more, and again just not taking quite as many chances. I just think he's settled in and just playing a little bit smarter in certain areas. But again, I say that he's really played great all year. He's playing like the best player in the country. I don't think he was playing like the best player in the country early, but he was still the best player in the country. And now he's playing like that. And that's just guys get better. Teams get better. And so he's had a heck of a year. He's had an unbelievable year.
I think y'all's coverage was so good and sort of tight that it discouraged them from even trying to throw the ball more? Or?
Well, I think the turnovers were costly, and that probably challenged them a little bit. And then the score, I think that once it kind of got out of a big spread there, I don't think they wanted to have more mistakes, because they were kind of uphill a little bit, and then I think that our coverage was tremendous. I mean, and then again, 2 of their best players out. Guys that have played a lot of snaps for them, and so now you got some new guys in there. They've played some, but not like those other guys.
Coach, you mentioned the consistency of this year's group, and really when you think about it, the last couple of years it's been so consistent. 21 straight wins in the ACC. It's a streak you don't really see in Power 5 conferences. What are the moments that stand out over these 2 8-0 seasons you put together back-to-back, and how proud are you of being able to achieve this?
Just hard to win. I think just starting over every week, respecting the process, understanding that you can't, there's no shortcuts. You've got to pay the price every week. You've got to put the work in, and creating that in our culture and our DNA. It's really hard to win, and you see it every week in college football. Teams that aren't supposed to beat somebody beat somebody. And so a lot of big moments in that streak, a lot of big moments. We've had a few close games, obviously the Syracuse game last year, 4th and 6, and making that play to give us a chance to go on and score and win the game. But a lot of big moments. Kayvon Wallace at Texas A&M, punching the ball out, and great extra effort right there. Those are a couple close games. Obviously North Carolina stopping the 2-point conversion, but they're all huge. It's just amazing. It really is, and the credit goes to the players because they've got to because it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to get complacent. It's easy to think that, oh well, we got this. This is easy, but that's just not part of who we are. These guys, they just love to start over and get ready. It's not. It's the joy is in the opportunity to go win again. And I think that's a unique quality, and I think that's a characteristic of teams that have a high level of consistency. They get more excited. They're more excited about the opportunity to go do it again than what just happened. And I think that's just a part of our DNA.
Dabo, you mentioned the senior class and their accomplishments. When you look back over these two past senior classes that you had and the way they keep raising the bar and setting the example for the classes coming above, coming up next, what was your message to those guys as you guys got in the locker room after the game tonight? Oh,
I just told them I loved them and just really thankful for them, and amazing journey, and they've made us better, and the group before them gave them the opportunity and the momentum to go and build upon and do something like they've done, and now they've handed that torch to next year's team when they come back and play here in Death Valley, and it's be kind of a neat thing for them to build upon. But we just talked about who they were as people. What they've done on the football field is amazing, but who they are as young men, what they represent, the example that they set to everybody in that locker room. For me, I just, it's a joy to have a front row seat to see that maturation process take place and to see these guys go from these high school guys to really grown men that are so invested. They're just unbelievably invested in what we do and believe in what we do. It's a special group. I mean, to sit in on my leadership meetings on Mondays and Fridays with these guys and just, and to listen to what they say and to get the council notes from them and every week and just what their mindset is. I mean, these are some great leaders, and it's a product of our program and everything that goes into it throughout their Paul journey. But you got to buy in and you got to go do it, and these guys have done it. And we'll be graduates here. Some of them are graduated already, but they're going to be graduating here pretty soon here in December, and they're well prepared for whatever's going to come next. But we still got some more ball in front of us, and we talked about finishing, making sure that we finish well. We finished here at home well, so now the rest of the way we'll be away from home, and let's regroup and set our sights on finishing at the very best we can.
With Ross and Rogers out of the game, how good was it to see those two freshmen come in and score touchdowns?
Yeah.
I guess you don't even consider them freshmen anymore at this point.
No, those guys have played 11 games, and great to see Frank, have a big play for a touchdown, and then obviously Joe came back and had a big one as well, and then Overton was awesome. We were in a little bit of a funk there for a couple series, and then all of a sudden Trevor does a great job of escaping a sack over on the left side on a third down, and throws and it was a tough catch by Overton. That was a huge play in the game. So DeAndre really stepped in and I thought had another great game for us with Amari being out. He played a couple different spots. He played our 9-man too. Just the depth that we've got there is really good at this stage. Because again, you look at Wake Forest, they lost two great players. All of a sudden, you got a couple great players. You got Amari Rogers and Justin Ross out, and so to see those guys go in there and still make those type of plays, that's awesome. That's what they came here to do.
Dabo, Tua is out for the year. Alabama's announced. Just your thoughts on that and what it was like going up against him.
Well, I mean, I hate to hear that, but I mean, he's one of the best competitors, one of the best young people in the game in college football. I mean, he's a great human being first. He's a great quarterback. I think he's a great teammate. I think he's an unbelievable competitor. Has a great heart, and you can just see his passion in the game and how he plays. So, I mean, obviously that's a big loss for them. It's a big loss for college football. You know, as too as he's a special player, and you love seeing a guy. You know, I mean, you hate to play against him, but you have great respect for guys that you know do things the right way, and I think he's just the epitome of a winner, just a great winner, and you know, I hate that for him, but I'm sure they've got great doctors or whatever, and he'll bounce back, and it won't be the last time you'll see Tua.
Since he's had a couple games back from his concussion, how is Xavier Thomas?
It's great. I thought he was awesome today. You know, his speed just changes things. You know, especially with their style of play. I mean, he's a problem. And so, you know, he was a little rusty last week, but graded pretty well, but still just a little rusty, missing 3 games. And so I thought today he was really good and disruptive, and, you know, blew up the mesh point a few times and created some indecision and early decisions. So it's good to see him, you know, kind of hitting his stride. And now, you know, again, we got 2 weeks to get ready for the next one. Hopefully that'll really help us become a healthy football team.
Pretty sure I've never seen you hug anybody after the Walk of Champions there. Did you not know that Adam Humphries and B-Rod were going to be here?
Well, actually, Daniel Rodriguez, you know, and I cannot believe, you know, he's been gone since 2014. That was his last season. He spoke to the team yesterday, and I thought he was like saying, when were you here, 15, 16? He's like, Coach, I've been gone for 14. I'm like, holy cow. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's just 5 years since Daniel Rodriguez was here. I couldn't believe that. But he did an awesome job speaking to our team yesterday. And then I had heard that Adam was coming, but I hadn't seen him. And I saw Dexter. I was with Dexter last night. He came to the high school game and hung out with me. What a boring life he leads. He comes and hangs out with me on a high school game on Friday night, huh? It was a lot of fun with Dex. But I tell you, I was doing the Walk of Champions there, and my eyes locked with Adam Humphries. I didn't see Rodriguez; he's so little anyway. He was in the crowd, but I saw a Hump, and I'm like, and he saw me, and I was like, man, that's Hump. So it was pretty cool to get over there and hug his neck, and then I saw Daniel as well. So I saw Marcus Gilchrist today. I hadn't seen Gilly in a while. It's good to see him. He still owes me a degree. I let him know that. So, Marcus, if you're watching this, you owe me 13 hours. All right. So he's kind of on that. You know, he's on the fence. Is he done? Is there more left? And but it was good to see him, and you know, a lot of those guys. I saw James Davis. You know, James Davis going in the Hall of Fame. Terry Don Phillips, and I mean, how awesome is that? I saw James for a little bit and just told him, man, nobody deserves it more. I mean, I'm probably not standing here if it wasn't for that senior group of 2008. James Davis was one of those guys to step up and just say, you know what, it is what it is. Let's see if we can leave here and leave it a little better. And he did that. So great to see a lot of those guys. Saw Danny Ford, Doc Hoover. They were flipping the coin. I asked Coach Ford if he wanted to call any plays, and I won't tell you his answer. But anyway, it was a good day.
You mentioned not giving up a lot of explosive plays this year. Last year you were 70th in the country in plays of 20 yards or more. You're 4th this year. What has been the difference in that?
Back seven. You know, last year we had 2 games, maybe 3 games where we just busted and gave up some things. But that was a product, you know, Isaiah Simmons, I had basketball on my mind. The real Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Simmons, he's a first-year starter, you know, kind of figuring it out. And then, Nolan hadn't really played. Denzel hadn't really played. We just didn't have quite the depth. We were young. And then, you know, just that maturity and that experience this year. I mean, I saw that in the spring, And in fall camp, I'm like, man, this back seven. I mean, we had a lot of versatility, a lot of dynamic guys that know how to play. Very functional guys at linebacker and on the back end. And so again, just being where we're supposed to be, really understanding, and then a bunch of guys that take a lot of pride in their preparation. I mean, they're like almost like coaches. They're so detailed in how they go about getting ready every week. I mean, they're relentless about it. I mean, Kayvon, Nolan, Tanner, Denzel, AJ, and listen, DK, that has been an unbelievable move for this team. This guy, you know, and he played quarterback for his whole life. He just knows the game, and he understands football, and he understands, you know, like I was talking to him on the sideline today. I was talking to him, and he's like, hey, here's what they're setting up, you know, and he's a thinker at the position. And I think a lot of that just comes from his knowledge of offense and having played quarterback. He's a really good player, and he's a first-year guy. But we're just incredibly disciplined to this point in the season, and we just have consistently done that. Again, we've given up a few plays, but as you said, last year we were just a little inconsistent, you know, we've just grown up, and we were very, very good up front. You know, but you can be very good up front. If you turn some guys loose on the back end, you can get exposed quick. And whereas these guys have really allowed us the ability to grow our front up without having a lot of pressure on them, just because, you know, coverage and being able to do multiple things, multiple looks. You know, Brent's is about as multiple as you can be, but you got to have guys that can understand and how to make the adjustments and how to apply to personnel, to formations, to situations. And this group takes a lot of pride in that. Just very detailed in how they get ready, to understand the game.
Is it unique, though, for an elite defense to be led, for it to start?
No, I don't think so. I think you know, we have the same thing we had last year. I just think it's just kind of in different places on our team. Our offensive line is incredibly strong personalities like we had on defense. They just don't get put on magazines. They don't put offensive lines on magazines. You know, but we have the same type of stuff. And then defensively, we have the same type of leadership that we had with Klee and those guys. It's just with Skowski and Isaiah and AJ and Kayvon and Muse and D. I mean, those guys are awesome. Chad, I mean, they're just incredibly invested. And so I mean, it's just moved around, but we're talented up front. We're really talented. We're just young. We just don't, you know, we don't have a lot of guys. And then, but the guys that we do have, you know, we got some young guys that you don't have to be old to be a leader. But we got guys that are really talented that have done a good job of leading up front for us. And we got even a guy like Tyler Davis. He's a true freshman, but he's already a leader. He's already one of the most respected guys on this team, and so. You know, but those guys, I think, have just been able to just kind of put their hand in the dirt and go do their job. And those other guys have taken that burden on, you know, for that side of the ball.
Yeah, but you guys have been in a lot of blowouts this year. How do you kind of judge when to start taking Trevor out, Travis, T, some of those guys?
Week to week. I mean, you know, you don't go into a game planning that. You really don't. I mean, you don't just play the game. Just, you know, just how the game's gone, you know, or whatever. And I don't even know what the score was. I just know I think he'd had one series in the third quarter, and I just wanted to get one more series. And we protected him. I mean, it wasn't a situation where we were going to run him or anything like that, but I just wanted to be able to get back out and just have one more good series to execute. And he did an awesome job.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank y'all.